Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, our precious kitty cats are playing nicely, but the weird part is, it seems like the tail is a lot more of a precious area than the Stimmy Fox is letting off, and I think we might learn down the line just what it might mean. But weirdly enough, getting this new girl and seeing, just what she was going to bring to the table and how she was going to help in her own way, she pretty much goes there and starts to do something that was uh, least effective. Like she was doing something much more easier in her opinion, I'm guessing, and then somehow, some way, she still, you know, wasn't as lenient, I guess you can say, on what can be pampered or whatever. And we find out that she really doesn't want anyone messing with her tail. So, weirdly enough, uh, she goes ahead and shows us that they have these really kind of forceful abilities where you kind of can't even uh, control yourself. You really just let out your inner desires, and after your inner desires come out, you kind of just gotta live with it. So this man really just wanted to fluff a tail, and that was like out of the question for her. So I'm really curious as to like why petting on the head is okay, but to be able to touch the tail, you must be crazy, So very, very strange that he's been able to touch the tail of others, and it didn't seem too much of a problem. So really interested in what she might tell us on the background of that. But like always, this show is relaxing and chilled back, so always get a little bit of tiredness when I watch it. Or, for instance, I happened to just get out the shower when I got to watch this, so seeing this guy take a bath, I was like, man, I should have took a bath. But in America, we don't really get our backs washed, or we don't like really rinse off either before getting into a bath or shower. So it's always interesting to see how different cultures do things differently within their household, or if we even are the same in that regards. But overall, the new girl pretty much came and gone already. She pretty much vowed to not let him ever pamper her. So it sounds like that's that. Like she's done, and I was expecting her to like stick around for a while, but from what I can tell, she might be in trouble maybe for not doing the job or something, and that might be a reason why she actually shows back up. So I'm not gonna rule out that she's like completely out of the show for now. But it does feel like she could be relatively over. Oh my God, that's loud. She could be relatively over the fact that she has to, deal with what he wants at the end of the day. So I don't know. It felt like she was pretty over having him, wanting to fluff her tail, including the fact that he said everything that was on his mind, saying that he wanted to like fluff the tail ever since he saw it and stuff like that. So it really just creeped her out. I mean, he had red like demon eyes this week's episode, so I can understand why it got pretty scary for her. So, um, overall, it just goes to show you now what this main girl dealt with. Not to mention, she did get pretty jealous just seeing him enjoying the pampering from someone else. So it's also kind of not clear how she really feels about just him in general compared to all the other people that she supposedly had already worked with that she was telling us about. So that's always something also that I was kind of interested in hearing because it's one thing if she just thinks of it as the job and she's just doing it to help, but it's another when she's kind of doing more than she actually has to, and at times, he's still not getting exactly what is needed of the demi foxes, but at the same time, we can tell that she's trying pretty hard. And to think that a girl who was, pretty much gassing herself up, saying that she's, capable of doing whatever she needs to be done at this point, goes to show us that she might not even be ready to handle, she would not even be ready to handle this situation in the slightest. Like, she would have already pretty much buckled and quit. So, uh, I don't know. At least it just goes to show us that our girl is that much more like patient. She's sweet. She's all these different things, but at the same time, I have a feeling we're going to probably maybe see the other cat that didn't get sent out. That would be kind of cool to see if both of them show up and try to do something, and they both wind up failing, and they just end up leaving it in her hands overall. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys are feeling about this episode, and overall, what do you guys expect of this series now? Because I mean, there is some weird like out godly power that these cats do have, but I don't think it's gonna go into like violence and stuff. But seeing how they can control your way of feeling like the emotion, I think after the whole notion of um, after he was pampered, right, and that pretty much accessed the ability to be able to control or at least see into his desires or something along those lines. That's just my first guess of how this kind of played out, but not really sure how she, um, what she has to do beforehand to be able to get that to happen, or if she could just do it at any time and it doesn't really matter. So, with all that being said, hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I am the Anime G, and I truly appreciate your guys' support and just viewership in general. Thank you guys so much. You know your boy's gonna be on that daily grind, so I will have more content dropping. Looks like Dragon Ball Heroes dropped as well, so I'll be doing a little review on that. See how you guys are on that, and not to mention everything else that's coming out on Thursday will definitely be up on the channel. So, with all that being said, I will talk to you in the next one. Alright, peace.